Ouch! I bite my lip, hoping I'd gone unhurt as I leaned to grab my shin. Looking down, I realized I'd bumped into a table near the couch that was only about knee-high, or shin height in my case. Oh, it's gonna leave a mark. The house seemed oddly dark this night. All appeared to be asleep, and the clouds outside were covering any trace of moonlight. I startled, hearing a few bumps and voices surrounding me. Quickly glancing around, I realize I have an audience of very unfamiliar faces. Wide-eyed and nervous, I offer an awkward bow of my head and a sheepish hello, introducing myself to several other folks in spirit form as I'm standing here right now. A kindly dark-haired smiling woman steps forward to introduce herself and other family members with her. She seemed to have been around the longest and was well acquainted with all that joined her. Gave me the feeling she was the matriarch of the entire group. Strong leader, and yet the kindest, most nurturing of hands when she introduced herself to me and to each person. Well, ghosts, I guess, as we are. These folks, 3 separate families, had joined and was simply doing the same as me, stopping by to check on their family, happily anticipating the arrival of a new little one in due time. The dark-haired woman, the most vocal of the group, let me know they were not stuck behind his eye. This particular group, interestingly enough, seemed to be very used to these same people always traveling together. She gave me the oddest look when I explained that I'd chosen to be this way to be able to visit. To my delight, she informed me that I was misunderstood. I had been misinformed all this time. I would still be permitted to visit as I pleased when I move on. Once I had explained my confusion, she empathized and reassured me I had no concern to go forward. I could easily join my family and still move ahead as I wished, or at least move about. She encouraged it, told me I'd be so much happier, feeling as I had my cake and was able to eat it too. Uncle Winston likes cake. I would have my family and be able to see all the generations to come. Her words were very comforting, and I hadn't realized until then how much I needed to hear them. I do feel much better going forward now. I made sure to thank her for her kindness, and she offered me the sweetest smile as she nodded appreciative to me as well. Our entire group startled, hearing the woman release a soft gasp. She glances around, hurriedly grabbing hands of other family members, whispering as she gathered everyone close, and then they vanish. Well, not all of them. A few remained, either to keep an eye on me or they simply weren't ready to leave yet. Door hinges squealing for oil drew my eyes towards the hall. Although all was dark, I could see a male face peeking through an opening a few inches wide in the door before he flung open the bedroom door. A frightened-looking woman behind him slapping the wall until the light came on, and they proceed forward into the hallway. I could feel my eyes bulge, seeing him hold what appears to be a gun, but there's something wrong with it. It was colorful compared to what we carried. I wonder what his plan was for that. Can I still be harmed by a man-made object? I don't know if I can even actually be seen. I never tried, because I didn't wish to scare anyone. I watched as they both scanned the darkened hall, the woman peeking around the man's side, trying to remain hidden at his back. Their bare feet crossed the floor in near unison, his long strides and booming footfalls, while she was on her tiptoes with a bit of a skip to her step, neither one bumping into the other at all. The man raises his weapon in one hand, reaching around the corner of the wall to flip on the living room switch. "I don't know who's here," his voice deep and gruff as he called out. "Be prepared. You will leave very hurt." His brow furrows as he turns to shush his wife, who'd put her hand over her face as she giggled. He turns back my direction and scans the level thoroughly and shakes his head. "I'm not seeing a thing." He turns back to the woman, shrugging his shoulders. "I have no idea what that sound was." She glares up at him, whisper shouting, "I heard voices too, not just that bang. I told you this place is haunted. Waving his arms out at his side, the man leans back. Wait, you heard voices? His brow raising, appearing concerned. They weren't like telling you to hold a pillow over my face or something, were they? He chuckles as she whacks him in the arm, twisting her lips, seeming frustrated. Ugh, you're impossible. She groans, continuing to glare at him as he laughed. I watched her fold her arms shakily. She turns her head. There have been too many strange things lately. Freaky things. I can't live here if this place is haunted. Oh. My heart broke hearing her words. I hope I hadn't scared them off. This home is perfect. You can't leave. Oh, how I wish I could speak right now. Although they may just produce more, that just may produce more harm than good right now. Nice of the rest of the family to remain and explain strange occurrences I had no part of. The man embraced her comfortingly, and he whispers to her. I thought he meant to be soothing until I leaned in to hear what he said. It's probably that drunk uncle you had running into stuff in the afterlife, just like the wedding, he joked. I thought it funny, considering one of the men that remained when the others had left. He seemed completely unaware of any of us, living or deceased. I don't see how these folks cannot hear him. The man has nearly knocked stuff from the walls trying to maneuver around. I thought for sure that bookcase was going over when he nailed it with his shoulder. Even that only earned an odd look from the couple searching the room for a source of that noise. Quite frankly, this was hard to watch, knowing that poor man was taking more damage than my shin against that table. Also, his presence was going entirely overlooked. Very confusing to me if my little table bump had done enough to wake anyone. The woman's eyes irate at her husband's comment. She leans to smack his arm again while he bites back a laugh. With her tone, you could tell she spoke through clenched jaw when she bit back at him. He was old, legally blind, and near deaf when it was his time. He was too stubborn to accept help, nor did he ever claim to hear any offers. He was no drunk. Sensitive ass. Oh, that explains a lot. I had tried to greet that man who stood off from the group on his own, even offering my hand when we met the others. I thought he was simply not happy I was here. I was protective of my family as well, so I understood. Maybe it was a good thing that he can't hear each other. I'm certain he wouldn't wish to scare the poor dear, and I'm sure it kind of would hurt his feelings, being known for being the drunk uncle. It's actually kind of sad. I thought that was one thing that changed for everyone. Death means no more concerns, burdens from life. Dead, I feel healthier than I ever felt in life. Jabbing her delicate finger near her husband's chest, a single brow raised challengingly. Don't even get me started if we're taking shots at family. The man huffs, giving his head a quick shake. Yeah, we've been through this, but I still don't see how anyone's dead relatives or not would be coming by here at night. With a whimper, he looks down to her. Why can't we just accept it? Old houses make noises. It's fairly simple. Can I sleep now? Pursing her lips with her arms folded at her chest, her foot tapping on the floor. I can't stay if there is a chance of a dead anything here. Okay. Well, I think there's a dead raccoon under the porch. I'm going to sleep if you wish to investigate that. He wiggles his fingers at her. Could be malevolent. Could hold us responsible, and his little raccoon brain only knows to seek vengeance. I'd watch the knife drawer. He wanders off back to the bedroom as she gave chase, arguing the entire way.